Hi, and welcome to Wake Up Canada News. I'm Brad Wilder. Fiscal waste during the pandemic in Canada and the USA. This next story comes from Jack Fuss and Tegan Hill from the Fraser Institute. During the pandemic, governments around the world spent a significant amount of taxpayer money, and I'm talking about a lot of money, in an effort to support their economies. This was particularly true in Canada, with $100 billion programs such as the Canadian Emergency Wage Subsidy, or CEWS. We also had the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, or CERB. In the U.S., with nearly $1 trillion in programs, there was, well, a lot of different programs there too, from the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP, to the Economic Impact Payments. Then there was the expanded and extended unemployment programs. Now, given the significant cost of these programs, it's important to assess their efficiency, or rather the degree to which they were excessive, poorly targeted, or simply wasteful. Canadian COVID programs such as the CEWS and CERB were ripe with problems from the get-go, including overpayments, funds provided to individuals and businesses not in genuine need. There was excessive amounts of support that went above that was required to stabilize incomes. In the U.S., independent analysis found excessive unemployment payments, a poorly designed Paycheck Protection Program, and largely ineffective stimulus payments. Each country wasted billions in taxpayer money on their COVID responses, which was financed entirely through borrowing. Did you know that? They borrowed it all, printed it up. Simple as that. Canada's federal COVID spending totaled $359.7 billion, of which an estimated 25%, or $89.9 billion at a minimum, was actually wasted. Total federal COVID spending has added $8.3 billion to present-day interest costs. $8.3 billion. But the budget will balance itself. It'll be fine. We estimate approximately $2.1 billion of that amount is attributable to wasteful COVID spending. Over the next 10 years, Canada's federal government is projected to pay $21.1 billion in interest costs attributable to COVID fiscal waste. Put differently, the cost of Canada's COVID fiscal waste will total roughly $111 billion by the end of 2032. The United States, well, their COVID spending response came at a price tag of nearly $5.1 trillion. And an estimated 25% of theirs was wasted, or $1.3 trillion of that amount. At a minimum, all wasted. At least $28.8 billion of current interest costs are directly connected to fiscal waste in the U.S. during the pandemic. Further, the U.S. government will pay approximately $289.4 billion in interest payments over the next decade due to COVID waste. In summary, the cost of the United States COVID fiscal waste will total more than $1.56 trillion by the conclusion of 2032. Overall, it's clear that over the long term, Canadians and Americans will face significant ongoing costs to pay for wasteful and poor targeted government spending during the pandemic, not to mention all the spending that continues in preparation for the next pandemic, they say. Who's going to pay for all this? How long is this going to take to pay back? Is Trudeau and Biden bankrupting North America? Will Mexico be the only country still standing? There's a lot going on in our world. I hope your eyes are open and you're paying attention. It's moving slowly for some. For others that are just waking up, it's starting to move pretty quick for you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and donate to help keep us as a nonprofit that provides the truth on Canadian news You can find us on Facebook, Rumble, and BitChute. I'm Brad Wilder. Remember, you're the voice. Well, it is time to make it count. I'll see you next time.